yo, welcome to my review for episode 13 of Dragon Ball Daima. As you guys may know, tonight is Dynasty, so the review is delayed. That's why. Anyway, man, a solid episode, man. Nothing really too crazy, especially after the incredible episode last week we had with Vegeta finally going Super Saiyan 3. This is a pretty good episode, man. It was a fine enough episode. Definitely kind of like, I don't know if I'll say filler episode, but definitely a lower stakes of some more chill episode compared to the last one, man. More or less just setting us, just more or less a bridge to set us over into the first Demon World, and of course when we actually get to there, which, given how Sir Warp is now down, I'm kind of curious to see how they'll find their way back to the first Demon World unless Supreme Kai's sister ends up like turning the switch back on once they actually get to it. But we'll have to wait and see on that later. Anyway, guys, without further ado, let's just jump right in. So once again, they start the episode off with the full intro. Once again, like I said before, Toei and the title card as well. Toei, make up your fucking mind about this. Anyway, we start right where we left off last week with King Goemon losing his fucking shit after Vegeta and the others grabbed the second Demon World's Dragon Ball. So he's throwing a fit about this whole thing, but then eventually has a bright idea after he asks if all the John Darn arms are already collected in the first Demon World to turn off Sor Warp. If they can't get in the first Demon World through Sor Warp, they can't get in. Meanwhile, they can't stop their plans, i.e. problem solved. And Dagasu, he is shocked by this. He's like, but sir, nobody has ever done something that's so rash. And he just tells him to fuck off and to go do it. And so we get to this room where I guess the switch is for King Fur, where Sir Warp's power sources, I guess, or what turns him on and off. Like the design of this room. I like the rainbow RGB light thing that going on there, man, with the patterns. It looked kind of cool. I dug this room. And he's just like, why do I have to be the one to push the lever? And so he pushes the lever. Sir Warp is turned, goes to sleep, and the dude just sits there like he just flipped the switch for the electric chair or the switch that drops some nukes. With the way he was like, the way the dude was like freaking out about this whole thing, man. I'm like, bro, you just flipped the switch. I don't know why you're acting like you just dropped nukes or something. But whatever the case may be, we head over back to the crew where the engine is once again on the fence and they crash land into a nearby planet. And once again, you got, what's his name? I forget the dude's name. Be like, wow, I totally thought we died. Like I said, guys, I love this guy, man. I love his vibe, man. He is so funny. He's also one of my favorite characters in Daima, man. He is just so funny. So Goku and the others ends up going to wanting to explode the planet while Pansy obviously goes to fix the shit. But she doesn't have any tools because all that was on the previous plane that got destroyed. Luckily, Bulma comes in clutch with a capsule featuring a toolbox in there, and she can use that to help fix the plane. Also, this is something I didn't notice when I initially watched the episode, but when I went back and rewatched before I started recording, I noticed. As you guys know, later on the episode, Pansy asked, what's his name, to be a step stool for her. And I didn't know that at first, but I'm like, why didn't she just use the toolbox as a step stool? I'm pretty sure, like, it's about the same height as he was, man. Maybe a little bit shorter, but not much. She could have her and Bulma could have very easily used that. I guess they did have to use it to get inside, to get other tools. So that's probably why she didn't use the step stool. I'm like, if you needed a step stool, you probably could have used the toolbox itself if you needed a tool. And so it's kind of fucked up she did pick him to do it instead of just using the toolbox. But like I said, she might have left it out there so you had access to us and the other tools she might need from that thing. So that's probably why she didn't use that instead, but it's kind of fun. Anyway, as they exploring the air, man, the backgrounds here look really good, I must say. I really like the backgrounds we see on Planet Mega. I also really like this one cut where Goku like goes down this slide as he explores armor. We get like this first-person view of him sliding down this like tree or whatever, which I think might have been done with CG, but I could be wrong on that one. I think that might have been CG. But either way, look great, man. We also get some, like I said, the backgrounds here looked really good, man. I like the colors that they were using for like the different lights as they get deeper and deeper into the forest. And we also get this one shot where Goku launches up in the air and gets to see a city in the background ahead of him, man. That looked really nice as well. So then Neva starts to realize where they're actually at, and the dude starts freaking out about Planet Mega. He says Planet Mega, and then the Supreme Kai interjects from here, saying that this is apparently like the second most feared most feared planet in the demon world. They've also mentioned that even the gendarmes are not to come to this planet because everything is big here, man. Everyone is a giant, man. This planet is not to be fucked with. And like I said, he keeps reiterating this about how scary and dangerous this planet is, like over and over again. It's like, Jesus Christ, bro, we get it. So we then have her back to the Supreme Kai's sister, where we also overhear some of the gendarmes going on about how Sir Warp is down. I'm pretty sure Matt Shipman played one of those guys in the background. I could be wrong though, but one of those guards did sound like Matt Shipman to my ears. But I could be wrong though. Anyway, she gets a call from Glorio saying that they got the second World Dragon Ball, that they're on their way there. We get this amazing shot of her looking at the first World Dragon Ball with the sunset in the background, man. Love this shot, man. Storyboarding here was phenomenal, man. Key art was amazing here, man. Honestly, my favorite shot of the episode, man. This shot was incredible, man. I love this frame. This frame was amazing. Amazing drawing. So then we get back over to back with Bulma and the others. We're back with Pansy and Bulma. Pansy starts to explain where like there's this giant crystal in the ship, and Bulma's like, what it is. It basically works as like the engine of the ship or like the power source of it. Without it, this plane is fucking useless. So, and I guess that's probably what needed to be fixed or something, but whatever, or whatnot, I don't know. But then we see that both Bulma and Pansy are now using the dude as a step stool, like I mentioned before, man. And I feel bad for that guy, man. He's just having this, like I said, the toolbox is right there. They could have used that instead, and I'm pretty sure they were about the same height. So, kind of fucked up them to do as well. Bro is just sitting there, man. But as they're preparing the ship, we see some other characters walking around. We also see Goku enjoying some of the natural fruit of this world, of this planet, man, where he's chowing down on like a giant apple or whatever. And then we start to see some shots of something that there's over. It's like some claw marks, destroyed branch, and he starts to realize there's definitely something else in here, which ends up being a giant fucking hamster. He starts chasing after Goku. Vegeta's why don't you just start beating him up already? And Goku says he'll feel bad if he hurts it. But then a whole armada of giant hamsters comes in there, man, and everyone joins in to try and take care of the rest of these hamsters and keep them at bay. Eventually, they hear incoming stomping from a giant coming in, and they want none of that smoke, so they instantly scurry away. And then we see the big man himself, one of the giants, the residents of this planet, and yeah. The dude's fucking massive. He is a giant man. The people that do live up to their name, of the planet's name, Mega, because this dude is mega huge. But yeah, man. So also one other thing I forgot to mention was as the dude is coming in there before we finally see him, you do see Pansy and Bulma both grabbing these mallets, which I thought was kind of funny for them to defend themselves. But anyway, the dude comes in there, man. We also get this amazing shot where we see just the sense of scale between how big he is compared to how small Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo are. I love the perspective of that drawing, man. Once again, shout out to the storyboard artist for this episode, man. Phenomenal shot. But anyway, he sits his fat ass down and enjoys a freshly grilled tentacle of a kraken. Yeah, these guys are so damn big they eat krakens for a fucking snack, ladies and gentlemen. So he sits down there, man. We see he has a bag on him with some school supplies, and so obviously he's a student, which Pansy is shocked that these people have schools. So yeah, then we find that he has a dog as well, which starts sniffing around trying to find the rest of Goku and the others. We also get this huge fight where he started fighting off against Glorio, Piccolo, Goku, and Vegeta. Vegeta lands a Sharuken on him, man, and once again Goku mispronounced his name, though this time Glorio does not correct him. This time I noticed for this episode, man. So yeah, the running joke still was. I genuinely wonder if Goku will ever get his name right, and maybe at the end of the series, in the episode 20, whenever they say goodbye to Pansy, in other words, the demon before they head back to Earth, he does actually pronounce Glorio's name correctly, or maybe he kills him. I don't know, because we know Glorio is working with the enemy. So who knows what Glorio's fate will be by the end of Daima, but I am curious if he'll ever actually get his name right. Whatever the case may be, they continue on, and Goku ends up going on the dog and now going inside his fur, which for some reason his fur glows blue. Even though his skin, his fur is orange. I don't know if that works, but whatever, it did look nice. We find the dude has giant-sized ticks on him, which once again, Goku and the others are fighting off. Goku, and then eventually Pansy and Bulma finally start to get the ship ready, and like the headlights of it, I'm assuming, start flashing on and off. That's ready. They close the hood down, and the dog starts chasing after them. Goku starts rushing in there to stop him, drop in lances a Kamehameha that does stop him from completely, destroying the plane. So they all board the plane, and eventually the big guy starts poking at it with his stick. It was literally like, you guys remember in Finding Nemo, that girl with the braces that's always tapping on the glass in the fish tank in Australia, and that would shake fishes to death, be like, fishy, fishy! That's what this reminded me of. No, not gonna lie, this did remind me a lot of that scene from Finding Nemo. So eventually, while this is going on there, man, the Goku comes in there to stop, to get rid of them, stop him, and to cover for them so that they can make their escape. But instead, Glory and the others just stand there while Goku is fighting this thing instead of using this valuable time to, get out of the way and make an escape. I don't know why they just stand there and watch instead of, actually escaping, which they very easily could have while he was distracted with Goku. But I digress. He ends up getting stuck in his clothes, eventually does find his way out there, but lands in his bag instead. Goes Super Saiyan while Vegeta and the others are already fighting him off, and Vegeta is also already in Super Saiyan. Piccolo manages to fire off a ki blast that gets the branch out of his hand, but just pulls out a ruler. This is when Goku finally comes back in there, once again going Super Saiyan with the power pole, fighting off against the ruler, ends up getting thrown to the ground, and just before he gets squashed by the big guy, Chlorio comes in there with the save for Goku. And we end the episode off with Vegeta mentioning that this planet was terrifying, and once again realize that this is only the second scariest planet in the Demon World. And he says, I think it was like planet Jagan, I think is like number one, I believe is what he said it was, and how these guys the mega whatever are big, and also I forget if it was Supreme, I think it was Piccolo mentioned or it might have been Goku mentioned how big they are, why don't they just become the Supreme Demon King? And I believe it was Supreme Kai mentioned that they're so bad they just do not care for the position. So there's your answer for that. Anyway, as I was saying, so I mentioned, like I said, this is the second scariest place in the Demon World, and that the big guys, and which we only saw there was a kid. Like, we didn't even see the adults of Planet Mega, but on Planet Jagan they're even bigger. So will we see Planet Jagan? I don't know. Maybe we'll see in a future episode. I have no idea. But yeah, there you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where the episode ends. Great episode, man. I really enjoyed it, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. This was a fun episode for what it was. And yeah, man. Overall, this episode 8 out of 10, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social if you feel like it. Links across below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.